This past weekend was the Diamond Retailer Summit, and we got some hot books to discuss. Let's get into it. Russ, we didn't make it to the Retailer Summit this year.
We did not, and I actually had plans to go down and then realized it was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and because I was unable to get childcare for Monday because the kids had to go to school, we could not make it this year, but I'm hoping we can make it next year. Now, you and Aaron made it a couple years ago when it was in Chicago, right?
That's right. We had a really fun time getting all those exclusive comic books, a lot of hot books at that time, but hit that subscribe button. We do talk a lot about comic books, and today we're here to talk about the 10 hottest comic books of the week, courtesy of CBSI, comicbookinvest.com. They pump out a lot of content, don't they?
Yes, they absolutely do. And we are here every single week bringing you the hottest books of the week.
All right, let's jump into this list. At number 10, we're talking about a new Dark Horse comic book coming onto the scene this week. Issue number 1 of Last Stop on the Red Line. This is a murder mystery with a Lovecraftian twist.
Okay.
All right. And people in the community are excited about it. It's being listed online for between $8 to $10. We're seeing peak sales at $15 for first print issues. Couldn't find any variant copies, but this is being purchased aggressively. I think it may have to do with the recent Dark Horse news teaming up with Netflix.
Interesting. So you think there may be more potential things coming from the Dark Horse Netflix partnership now?
I think people are betting on potential shows being optioned. And if you look at eBay prices, people are already putting in the title potential for being optioned.
Well, and the fact that Umbrella Academy absolutely killed it and we saw it all over this list, you know that Dark Horse and Netflix already have a good track record.
Number 9 on the list, we have a superhero that has been brought up on the mic multiple times this past year.
Oh my gosh, yes. Miles Morales SpiderMan number 6 is coming in at number 9 this week. Now, Miles Morales has been very popular for a while, and we keep seeing Ultimate Fallout 4 first appearance of Miles Morales spiking, whether it's the variant or whether it's the main cover. All of these have been moving. The Into the Spider-Verse movie was just absolutely popular. Now, this is interesting because this book is not spiking because of Miles, but because it's the first full appearance of Starling. Now, Starling showed up, and it was the first appearance and kind of an introduction to this new female superhero in number 5, but number 6, she's on the cover. She gets a chance to kind of show off her guns and show off everything she's doing against bad guys, and she's going to be sticking around for a while.
People are like, oh, this is a cool character, and she was in the last issue, so I got to go get it.
Absolutely. So people are picking up number 6 right now, and it is moving, and it is going for $10 to $15.
Holy smokes, out the gate. Absolutely. I wonder if we're going to have a Naomi type of situation hit with this character.
Oh, we might.
You never know. All right. And I say you never know because looking at the list here at number 8, Giant Size X-Men number 1, making the list again and again and again. This book, is this going to be the new Hulk 181?
It may very well be. I mean, you know that this is one of those grails. This is one of those pinnacles. This is one of those books that everyone seems to be looking for. And a few years ago, yes, it was Hulk 181. And now it's definitely Giant Size X-Men number 1. I can't tell you how many people I know have this on their wish list. And when I pick them up, they move immediately.
With recent mergers, Disney acquiring rights, a lot of people are speculating on these key X-Men books. This is one of them. It's hard to find in high grade with the thickness. We have 9 6s hitting records at almost $7,000.
Wow.
Okay. Then we have 9 4s hitting $6,000. This is the one that I'm most excited about, though. We have a CBCS, a .3, a coverless copy breaking $400.
Now, that's ridiculous to me. I mean, a coverless anything.
$400 for a coverless book?
I don't know, man. I've had coverless Golden Age books that I couldn't give away for. I have a coverless Batman 38
It's crazy,
in my
man.
shop that I can't give away, and near mint value was higher than Giant Size X-Men number 1. And no, this is crazy.
It's not the easiest book to press because of those staples, but it's a good book to speculate on, and it's a classic key for any collector, regardless of when you're getting it. But if you're getting it right now, you're going to be paying a pretty penny.
Truthfully, I don't even think this is counting as speculating anymore. This is just the collecting part of it. If you want one, buy one. There will never be a better time, and it's just going to continue to go up. If you can afford it, get it.
Strong words from the sensei.
Coming in at number 7, this is an interesting one. We have Vagrant Queen number 1. Now, this is a Vault Comics book. Came out 3 or 4 months ago, and there's been a good amount of speculation about this book for a while. We did just find out it's been optioned for a sci-fi series.
Oh, awesome.
So this is kind of cool, and it seems that we've got a strong female character out in space, and Sci-Fi has optioned a 10-episode series, and we've seen some good things from them.
I like sci-fi option science fiction shows.
Absolutely. So the Lost Room was
Anything
fantastic.
with Tara Reid in it, right?
Oh my, well, okay. So on one side you got things like Lost Room, and on the other side you got things like Sharknado and Five-Headed Lethal Shark, whatever the heck that movie was called. Right. But hopefully Vagrant Queen falls on the better side of these, because Sci-Fi does not have a great track record.
What is this book going for? Because for a sci-fi book, it's very niche.
It's interesting because this one was going for cover price a week ago, and then since the announcement, it's going for $20 plus.
Awesome. And I'm sure it's a little bit of a low print book. Not a whole lot of people going out of their way to get it.
Oh, no.
All right. Number 6 on the list. This is interesting. Spawn issue number 174. There is just this batch of Spawn comic books. It's like the only run that I can think of that we've reported on multiple times over this last year. What would you say? Like between issues 150 to 200 or so?
Oh, easily. And it's probably more like 150 to 230 as far as low print run books. With Spawn coming up on issue number 300, we are just going to see more and more and more milestones, because people who remember riding their bike down to Bigfoot Cards and Comics in Edmonds like I did when I was 12 and buying it off the rack with my hard-earned money for number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, 300 now.
That's
right. We're looking at 25, 27, 28 years later with some of these people reading Spawn, and yeah, people are getting back into it. But you know what they weren't doing? For the better part of the last 15 years, they weren't collecting Spawn from issues 150 to 230, and that's why these are spiking, because you have people who are completionists that they do want the whole run of 1 through 300, and there just aren't more than 10,000 copies of a lot of these books out there.
That's right. Like 10,000. That is not very many
No.
for a major comic book. I mean, let's remind everybody, you mentioned that 300 milestone. That's going to make this the longest running independent comic book that has ever existed.
Yes, when it hits 301, it's going to surpass Cerebus as the longest running independent comic book.
Very, very exciting stuff. And this book, Spawn 174, this is the beginning of the Gunslinger saga, part 1. And this is a book that was going for 50 to 60 bucks months ago. Now hitting 100, 9/8 are going for between $300 and $350. You got to go to your LCSs. You got to go digging for your Spawn books. This is one of those runs where you got to break out your phone, pull up Key Collector, and just start scrolling through looking, because I find these issues randomly all the time. I'll look on my phone. I'm like, oh, this is a $60 book.
Right.
And then a month later, it's a $100 book.
Right.
And we have a huge chunk for collectors to go find. But now let's stop, take a break, and take a look at some of the members of the community who are going out to their LCSs, doing some hunting and finding some success.
We have Mad Marvel Mike, comic collector, who found a Hulk 449, that first appearance of the Thunderbolts.
That's right. We also have Wet Husky Comics pulling out his Thor 337, first appearance of Beta Ray Bill.
Oh,
But
yeah.
gotta swipe and look at this gorgeous,
Oh my God.
gorgeous
Yeah.
Mark Jeweler variant.
That was hot. I
So
saw that
good.
on Instagram and I'm like, oh my God,
Okay.
I'm excited about this one.
All right, real talk. Real talk. Didn't know that existed. Purposely put it in the notes to mention in the video because I was hoping
Someone would find it.
that Wet Husky would find it.
Nice.
And tag me, and he did. So thank you.
Very, very cool. Mike P. Sherlock was showing off his first Captain Britain. Now, this is a super cool story because his uncle bought this off the rack in the UK in 1977 and had a run of them. A few years ago, Mike P. Sherlock's grandmother actually gifted the whole collection to him. So the fact that this collection has stayed in the family, and now Mike Sherlock has an awesome copy of Captain Britain #1. It's so cool.
Most of the time, the story is the other way. Like, oh, my mom threw him away.
Right.
Right. Kudos to your grandma. That sounds like an awesome, awesome experience, and what a treasure to still have.
So great.
All right. And then let's take a look here. We have Brightest Day Comics. Congratulations for joining the 181 Club. Showing off his Hulk 181, first Wolverine. Full appearance.
That is awesome. And rounding it out, we have the Broken Collector, Winter Avengers 223. That's super cool. Ant-Man on Hawkeyes. Oh my God. That's
I love
such
that
a cool
shot.
cover.
And it's a white cover. It's tough to get in high grade. It's kind of that 301 situation that, you know. That white cover goodness.
Oh,
Do
definitely.
you see the prices for 301, by the way? ASM, total side note.
I don't even
going
want
for
to look at 'em
over
right now.
$1,000 consistently still.
Why?
Because it's that white cover, man. All right, let's look at the list here. At number 5, we got Deceased number 1 making the list, but we got a variant.
Yes, Tom, the Deceased number 1 Retailer Summit variant. Now, we've seen a lot of these Diamond Retailer Summit variants spike before. There's a fantastic Batman 608. You know that Saga variant of number 1? That's a Diamond Retailer Summit variant as well. Saga 19, that's another one of those Retailer Summit variants before. And Raw, they're ridiculous.
It's a place to
prices.
be. You gotta
It
go.
is, which is why I wish we had gone. This one is coming in strong at $35. And really, it's not much more than a black and white version of the regular cover. But if you like the regular cover, we actually have one to give away.
That's right. Hit the comment section below. Let us know what your favorite comic book is on this list. Let us know if you had any fun hunting success stories. We like reading those, and I'll enter you to win this book, courtesy of the Sensei. All right, looking at the list here at number 4, we had some announcements at the Retailer Summit. We knew that we're going to be seeing Spawn 300 coming soon,
Right.
and I think it was no surprise to anybody that we're going to be seeing a Spider-Man 300 homage, right? What we weren't expecting was a 298 and a 299 homage, all open to order.
So cool.
So very cool. So if you're a Spidey fan, if you're a Spawn fan, these are all ones to look out for. But 297, that's the issue that was given out at the summit.
Yep.
This issue was going for $250 out the gate. A week into this, $350.
It's crazy. And if you look on eBay, there are more signed ones than there are unsigned ones because the Todd father happened to be at Retailer Summit signing everything you put in front of him, apparently.
That's right. And I'll throw this out there. You got to think about those situations as they happen, because if you go on eBay right now, all the issues are signed. If you didn't have a signed one, you would be in the money right now because you would be the only one who had it amongst all the other ones that had that marker. And there are purists out there, and there are many people who want that certified.
Right.
So they would have waited, got it graded at a later time. And now all these people who are going to get this, they're going CBCS, which is fine. But you know what? Some people want that CGC yellow label.
They really do. And you know what? We're just going to have to make it next year, and hopefully Todd will make it again for Spawn 312.
All right. Keep an eye out for 301 as well. Maybe he'll throw a fastball and give us another white cover.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Looking at the list here at number 3, War of the Realms, Agents of Atlas. Again, I was not expecting this comic book to be as hot as it was.
So 3 weeks ago, whenever the new Agents of Atlas #1 from the War of the Realms came out, that spiked out of the gate. It sold out almost immediately because it was like 7 brand new characters. So coming in at number 3, we have War of the Realms Agents of Atlas #2, the Ron Lim variant. Now, this is a 1 in 25 variant, and normally you see a ratio variant like that selling in the $25 to $30 range. This one is 80 to 125. So we're looking at 4 to 5 times ratio on this variant. And people knew last month that this was hot, so people had already upped their orders. So people are trying to get on the new Agents of Atlas train. But you know what? If you missed out on number 1, you really missed out on number 2 on our list, which is the War of the Realms New Agents of Atlas, the #1 Miko Soyan Virgin variant. Now, this is another one of those unknown comic special variants. It was available at a ton of online retailers, but not available at stores. These were selling for $250, and the trade dress is $150, and they were pre-selling for less than that for a while. So these are going up even farther. I saw one on eBay, buy it now for $399. The really interesting thing, I think, is that there are already second prints of this variant. Now, keep this in mind. This is not a Marvel variant that was open to order for the stores. This is a shop exclusive variant that is now doing a second printing variant of what their exclusive variant was.
Ooh, interesting. So they're really going after that market who's missing the boat on this. And then when the books get hot, well, all right. Well, there's a
Send them back to press.
secondary market. Put it back to press.
It's
Let's get a
crazy.
second issue, second print. Let's pull a Immortal Hulk variant on them.
Right.
All right. But it's not being done by Marvel. So we're seeing this happen now in the independent industry.
Marvel is setting a precedent, and I'm
my
not
goodness.
really a huge fan of it.
Well, this is what people fear, is that snowball effect.
right.
before we hit the list at number 1, Russ, we do have a mystery mail call, a comic book subscription service I want to make sure the community knows about. The link is in the bio to sign up. And if you do that, we send you comic books every month in a box with care, packed with love.
Absolutely. It's something that we do, and it's the best way that you can support the channel.
Absolutely. All right, looking at the list here, at number 1, we have a comic book that has spiked so much this last week. Super interesting stuff. We have the Freshman Force number 1, the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez Wonder Woman variant, making the list, making mainstream news, Russ.
Now, this was making mainstream news over a month ago. I mean, I remember getting tagged and people talking about this. And again, we got this, freshman senator who's got a comic that they're making about her, and Devil's Due Press is releasing it. And we knew that there were a bunch of different variants, and they were pre-selling all over the place. And people were tagging about this over a month ago. So this is no surprise, but as high as it is, that's the shocking thing about this.
Bleeding Cool reported on it when it was breaking $30. There was a cease and desist sent out from DC Comics demanding them be returned, being destroyed. So that's 250 books that likely didn't get destroyed, that just hit eBay and sold out quick. Then Bleeding Cool hit press again, reporting that it has spiked now to like $200. I'm sitting here today looking at prices exceeding $1,000 right now.
Oh no, Tom, I looked at eBay right as we sat down. There are buy it nows for $2,000. There are buy it nows for $4,000. Now, we knew that there were only 250 this book made initially. And yes, if anything did get returned and recalled, which we know most sellers won't, they'll put it right on eBay, there could be fewer than 250. But to me, this seems entirely like a speculator market. I don't think anyone is buying this book to sit on for a long-term investment, and in 20 years from now, AOC may very well end up be a $10,000 book. No, I think this is someone trying to jump on the train as fast as possible.
Next week.
That's
like
it.
Days. So we may be looking at this book possibly dropping significantly next week. I mean, we don't know, but seeing a book spike like this, it's not precedented, so it's interesting.
The supply is low, the demand is high. That is going to make this price spike, but eventually we will get to the point where fewer and fewer people want it, and fewer people are willing to exchange it at the price that people are willing to pay. And I think this is really just a bubble market. Yes, we have to call it number 1 this week. Yes, $700 to $1,000 for known sales. It's amazing how expensive this book is, but yes, this is definitely the epitome of a bubble market right here.
But you know what? When mainstream news gets a hold of comic books and just shows the general public, it causes the books to spike in ways that you can't imagine. Sometimes it's really small. Sometimes it's the Spider-Woman number 1, Mila Manara variant.
Right.
It makes press, people go wild, and that book still goes for hundreds of dollars more than it probably would have had press not taken it there. Shout out to our winner from last week's giveaway. We have Dwayne Williams. He's going to be winning this copy of Marvel Age that has a choice appearance of Beta Ray Bill before Thor 337.
You know what? He liked, he subscribed, he commented down below. Make sure you tell us what your favorite comic on the list is this week for a chance to win a copy of DC's number 1 first print, courtesy of yours truly.
All right. Shout out to CBSI, comicbookinvest.com, for providing such great content all week, every week, and this hot list that we report on every single Friday. Hit that subscribe button so you're here for the ride, and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. We do pump out a lot of content throughout the week. And then the last thing you absolutely need to do today before you start your weekend, the one thing I want you thinking about before you exit this video.
Geek responsibly.
Enough said. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you click this video over here, you can take a look at our reaction to the series finale of Game of Thrones. I don't know what that was about. And then if you look at this video down there, you'll hear a really fun story about how the Golden Age guru acquired a Hulk 1 and a Journey 83. First appearance of Thor. Crazy stuff.